Hi, my name's Johnny. We're going to take a look at the rules for my game of diplomacy using the Axis and Allies board and pieces. First of all, I'm going to start by looking at what pieces we've got. Basically, you've got three basic sea units, three basic land units, three basic air units. So on the sea, starting with the smallest, you have a small little destroyer and a medium cruiser, and then your large battleship. On land, first one is the infantry, then mechanized infantry, and the heaviest is the tank. And then on sea, you have a small fighter, then a medium tactical bomber or torpedo bomber, and then your heavy bomber is the largest one. Now, you do have some more additional units I'm going to explain now. Here on land also you can have an artillery. Now, the thing about artillery is artilleries don't move. Okay, so if you put it down on a country, it'll just stay stationary there in that country. Now, movement points, all pieces have various movement points. Infantry has one movement point. The mechanized infantry and the tank both will have two movement points. That is, in a go they can move two spaces. Like, for example, spaces like this, C zone 41, 40, 78, and so on. Obviously, they're not able to just travel from C zone to C zone because they're on land. The ships here, battleship has one movement, cruiser has one, but the little destroyers go much faster, so they have two movement points. The planes are very different movement-wise. Both the fighter and the tactical bomber will have 6 movement points. Basically, they will move 3 to their destination and then 3 back to their airbase. Now, they could land at another airbase, so they can go 6 in total, as long as they're landing at a friendly airbase. Heavy bombers, they can go a little bit further. They're able to go 8, so 4 to their destination and then 4 back again. Now, we have some other additional sea units. Let's move these guys back. Here we have a troop transport. Now, troop transports can move 1, and what they're basically for is for, obviously, for carrying troops. Now, they can get 2 units onto them. So let's say, for example, they could carry this mech and this infantry, like so. Also, we have 2 more. We have the submarine, and finally, we have an aircraft carrier. Aircraft carriers can carry 2 planes, but they can't carry the heavy bomber. Heavy bombers are just too big. So they will have to carry tactical bombers or fighters, like so. We have some additional counters that are on the board, so I'll push these up for you to see. I'll make some room. Move these back. Here you have a naval port. Naval ports are necessary for building. If there was a naval port here, but that's in the middle of the sea, but let's say there was an island here and there's a naval port there. In this sea zone, I'm allowed to build ships. So I could build a battleship in this sea zone because there's a naval port in that sea zone. Also, we have the airbase. If I can lift it, there it is, airbase. Likewise with the air bases, if I have an airbase here, again I won't because it's in the middle of the sea, but if I had an airbase there and that was on land, I would be able to build planes on that airbase. Another little counter is this gun here. This is an AA or anti-aircraft gun. Basically, when being attacked by planes, I get a dice roll to try and take down the planes. One more. This little factory-shaped thing with the number 10 on it, that's oil. So resources, that if you have that on your land, that will give you 10 oil. A few more counters. There's a flag counter. If you gain a country, you get to put your flag on the place. 2 more. That one there, red counter, is just a damage marker. And finally, this one here. This one here we use in 2 different ways. It can be set, for example, underneath a piece. Oh, you might not be able to see that. Let's move it there. It can be set underneath a piece, which will mean that there's 2 of those units there. Now, if I had another grey one, it would mean there'd be 3 of those units in that square. I don't have to do that. I could put 3 of those actual units, but just if we run out of units, we use those counters. We also use them as little counters to designate one oil resource. Okay. That's all the pieces. So we will stop.